From the very first moment you hear the name West, you are not just hearing about an airline, you are hearing the story of how a bold idea reshaped Canada's skies, challenged long-standing aviation traditions, and grew from a small low-cost experiment into one of North America's most influential carriers. And today we take a deep, slow, and complete journey through the full story of WestJet, starting with a hook that captures its true spirit. Imagine for aircraft a handful of determined employees, and a vision powerful enough to challenge an entire aviation system dominated by legacy airlines. Because that is exactly how WestJet began in 1996, when it was founded by Clive Beto, Tim Morgan, Donald Bell, and Mark Hill, with a clear mission to bring affordable air travel to Canadians while maintaining friendly service, operational efficiency, and a strong employee-first culture. Inspired by the low-cost airline models seen in the United States, but uniquely adapted for Canada's vast geography and competitive market, WestJet officially launched operations in 1996, with just 3 Boeing 737-200 aircraft flying between Calgary, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Winnipeg. And from the start, the airline focused on simplicity, cost, discipline, and customer connection, avoiding complex hub structures and instead building a point-to-point network that allowed faster turnarounds and lower operating costs. And as passengers quickly discovered, WestJet was different, not only cheaper, but warmer, more human, and refreshingly honest in an industry often criticized for rigid service and high fares. As the years passed, WestJet expanded rapidly across Canada, adding new destinations, modernizing its fleet, and introducing online booking systems early, which gave it a technological edge and improved customer convenience, while its employee ownership culture where staff could buy shares and directly benefit from the airline's success, created one of the most motivated workforces in aviation, a factor that translated into higher reliability, better on-time performance, and stronger brand loyalty. By the early 2000s, WestJet had firmly established itself as Canada's leading low-cost carrier, forcing competitors to reduce fares and rethink their business models, effectively democratizing air travel for millions of Canadians who could now afford to fly more often, whether for business, family, or leisure. And as demand grew, WestJet made a strategic decision to evolve beyond its low-cost routes by introducing a more diversified product offering, including WestJet Encore in 2013, a regional subsidiary designed to connect smaller communities to the main network using turboprop aircraft, significantly expanding the airline's domestic reach and strengthening its feeder system. The next major chapter came with long-haul ambitions, as WestJet introduced wide-body aircraft and began flying to Europe, Hawaii, and other international destinations, signaling its transformation into a full-service global competitor. And with the launch of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner fleet, WestJet elevated its onboard experience with premium cabins, lie-flat business class seats, modern in-flight entertainment, and improved comfort, targeting international travelers while maintaining competitive pricing. And this strategic shift marked a turning point where WestJet balanced affordability with premium service, appealing to both leisure and corporate markets. However, no aviation journey is without turbulence, and WestJet faced its share of challenges, including rising fuel costs, labor negotiations, intense competition, and the unprecedented disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, which grounded fleets worldwide and tested the resilience of airlines like never before. Yet WestJet responded with decisive cost management, route optimization, fleet adjustments, and a renewed focus on core markets, demonstrating operational discipline and adaptability in the face of crisis. A defining moment arrived in 2019 when WestJet was acquired by Onyx Corporation, taking the airline private in a deal that reshaped its strategic direction, allowing for long-term investment decisions away from public market pressures and under private ownership. WestJet refined its network strategy, focusing heavily on leisure travel, sun destinations, and transatlantic routes, while streamlining operations and simplifying its fleet to improve efficiency. Today, WestJet stands as Canada's second-largest airline and a critical pillar of the country's aviation ecosystem, operating a modern fleet primarily composed of Boeing aircraft, serving dozens of domestic U.S., Caribbean, Latin American, and European destinations, and continuing to emphasize friendly service, competitive fares, and operational reliability, while its strong partnerships and codeshare agreements extend its global reach even further. What truly defines WestJet, beyond aircraft and routes, is its brand identity built on approachability, humor, and human connection seen in viral holiday surprises, community involvement, and a consistent focus on making flying feel welcoming rather than intimidating. And this emotional connection has allowed WestJet to stand out in a crowded industry where differentiation is often difficult. As we look toward the future, WestJet faces a rapidly changing aviation landscape shaped by sustainability demands, technological innovation, evolving passenger expectations, and increasing competition. Yet its history proves that adaptability, strategic clarity, and a people-first culture can transform challenges into opportunities. And whether it is investing in fuel-efficient aircraft, refining its leisure-focused strategy, or strengthening its role as a transatlantic connector, WestJet's journey is far from over. And now, as we reach the powerful ending of this story, remember this: WestJet is not just an airline that flies airplanes from point A to point B. It is a symbol of how vision, courage, and smart strategy can rewrite aviation history, proving that even in one of the most complex industries in the world, a company built on trust, teamwork, and bold ambition can rise from a small regional startup into a national icon, connecting people, communities, and continents. And that is the true story of WestJet Airline that changed the way Canada flies and continues to shape the future of air travel, one flight at a time.